Hello everyone, my name is Igor Paspal, and this mindless abuse that you just heard is coming from FT36 double locking tremolo. Now, before I continue, I will just say straight away, it's probably the best double locking tremolo I ever tried. It's made by a company called Tremoline. They are from Sofia, Bulgaria. And a few days ago, I got a visit from the inventor of this tremolo and owner of the company Tremoline. His name is Theodor Maslarov, and he's an engineer and hobby guitar player. So last few days, we spent vigorously testing this tremolo on several guitars. Now, what makes this double locking tremolo so special? Well, first main feature is the fact that this is the first, and as far as I know, only double locking tremolo in the world that has completely flat profile. So a lot of guitar players are bothered by the fact, when using palm muting, which we all use, of course, by the usual shape of the other double locking tremolo, which always has the fine tuning screws, elevated up, as you can see, for example, on this tremolo. So it's always bothering for the right hand for some people. They keep it going. They cannot rest their hand properly. It keeps going out of tune, etc. So this thing solves this perfectly well. It looks just like any non-locking tremolo out there, basically. Second is the fact that it's made completely out of high-quality solid stainless steel and without any die casting at all. It's just a proper, true, solid stainless steel. It feels very good, when you take it in your hand. It's pretty heavy. And you can just see amazing attention to details, both in the tremolo unit and on the locking nut. Now, beside those main features, there's so many hidden little engineering marvels inside, which I'm gonna go in depth right now when I show you unboxing of the product. Here's the box. It's really beautifully packed, and check this out. When you open this thing, remove this stuff, you will get probably one of the most comprehensive manuals I ever saw for the tremolo. Now look, this is not like 10 different languages, on each page. Everything is in English, and look how detailed this is, Everything you need to know about installation, about the tremolo, how everything works, it's in there. So that's really amazing. And check this out. Amazingly cool packaging. We have some screws here, Allen keys, etc., springs, mounting studs, locking nut, tremolo, bar, and rest of the stuff I'm going to show you. Now, it's worth mentioning that they require you to get both tremolo and their locking nut, and only that way they will guarantee the proper performance. And you will see why, because on their locking nut, there's also quite a few improvements over the, usual standard locking nuts for the double locking tremolo systems. Now, where to begin? This is the main unit. And as you can see, it's completely flat, super low profile unit. It's super heavy, and it's packed with so many features that I really don't know where to begin, and I'm probably gonna forget something. So obviously, extreme low and flat profile is one of the main features of this tremolo. Then it's made from solid stainless steel, a true variety of cold machine process without any casting. And it's really, really heavy, you can really feel the quality, when you take it in your hand. And this tremolo is basically gonna fit recessed floyd rose cavity guitars, and it's gonna be fully functional retrofit to the original Floyd Rose Special, Floyd Rose 1000 Pro, then I also think Gotoh 1996 GT. So without any need for any additional woodwork, you can just retrofit it in. Now, I have to mention, if you wanna fit it to your, for example, Fender Stratocaster, which already a few people asked me about it, there's gonna be need for some woodwork, But one very nice thing is, especially if you're gonna put it on the Fender Stratocaster, look at this little plate. So this is very clever because it goes below the tremolo, and basically it works like this. Why? So these main mounting studs, when you screw them into the wood, on the guitar, what happens is that guitar wood, it's a wood. It shrinks, it expands, and with some years or whatever time of abuse of your tremolo, they can start getting a little bit loose, and also depending on the density of the wood of your guitar, of your guitar body, they can start just a little bit loose, so it can, affect your tremolo performance. With this thing, they will stay in place no matter what happens, because it's also stainless steel, and it's amazing. Very clever little design. Also, they're offering a variety of locking nuts. So it can be equipped with one of 4 types of locking nuts they're offering. Right-handed R2, 41.4 millimeters, or R3, which is 42.8 millimeters, and left-handed L2 or L3. And they also have 2 fixing options, both, depending on your guitar, where you're going to install it, both, with the screws from above or below, like, most popular on some types of Ibanez. What's interesting with their locking nut is the fact that these plates have a pressure on the strings with all the lengths the string is passing by, which is not the case with some locking nuts. And also, I hope you can see, they have the leading little channels for each string, which is really cool. And according to Tremoline, is one more fact that contributes to stability and better performance of the tremolo. Now, even the spring claw, which goes back into the tremolo cavity, which is usually, even on most expensive systems, just a tiny piece of, steel. Here's a big chunk of high quality, solid stainless steel. It looks really, really good. Now, back to the main unit. Now, a lot of people are always experimenting with the, block size. Now, it's really cool because this has basically modular block size, which means, main size of the block is 36 millimeters, but you have 2 additional little blocks here, which by adding them, you can get 39 or 42 millimeters. Also, very clever design and very nice touch, from the Tremoline. The springs are also noiseless and non-magnetic, which means basically that you cannot really hear anything, no matter how hard you work with the tremolo. So there's no scratching or any sounds from the tremolo cavity, which is not the case with the most tremolo systems. And also, by design, they are screwed in to tremolo block for added stability. Now, arm attachment is also great, one of the best I ever saw. So the arm is threaded, as you can see, but it's not gonna go click, clack, inside. There's not gonna be any play with the arm because there's an insert of very hard plastic and there's a hidden spring inside, and not like some tremolos that you can, turn this way, it's gonna fall down. It's there in place. So basically, when you put the arm inside and when you screw it in, it just stays there beautifully without any play. And there's also a little screw for the tension adjustment, which you can just do once, for example, when you do it. And even when you remove the arm later and put it back in, it's gonna remember that tension and it's gonna just stay the way that you basically set it up the first time. So yeah, it's ingenious. It's great. Moving on, it features full-size tuning screws. And also one interesting thing about these tuning screws is that they have a more range than, well, basically most of the other double locking systems out there. So basically, when you lock your locking nut, you will have more range with these locking tuners than with most of the other fine-tuning systems. Another thing you'll get is this intonation screw, basically for very precise and simple adjustment of your intonation. I mean, it's very simple, and you know, I never saw basically any tremolo that comes with something similar. Usually you have to buy some additional tools if you want, you know, really simple and fast adjustments of your intonation. Another cool thing, the blocks inside the saddles, the blocks that hold the strings in place when you lock it, are beautifully shaped. You know, they're rounded, and they're gonna help you keep your strings from breaking. It's also very interesting that this is probably only completely flat low profile double locking system in the world, and it's also patented both in Germany and in United States. And the other thing, it's not really much larger than usual non-locking tremolos. So even if you need to, you know, do some woodworking on your tremolo cavity, it's not going to be much. It's actually going to be really minimal. Now, all these things aside, the main thing that this tremolo really excels, it's its main purpose. It really stays in tune. But when I say really, I mean really. I've been playing, you know, with these guitars equipped with this tremolo, this one and the other one that I'm just going to show you, for a few days. I just cannot throw it out of tune. You know, there's a lot of good double locking tremolos that holds tunes almost perfectly well, but I never came to cross something like this. So basically, whatever you do, you know, for example, a lot of tremolo, when you properly set it up, when you lubricate, you know, the contact points, everything, a lot of them have a tendency when you pull up, for example, when you pull up and then you go back without resetting, a lot of tremolos has a tendency to be just a slightly little bit sharp, or to leave one string a little bit sharper. So for example, your chord is not perfect when you pull up and release it without resetting tremolo. Now, not this one. Check this out. Same with going down. Same with, you know, with using big bends on the string. You know, it just stays in tune, no matter what I did for like a days. It's just, I mean, absolutely amazing. And having said that, this is the guitar, Harley Benton, low budget guitar, worth maybe around 300 euros, with a FT36 Tremoline installed and their own locking nut. Now, we also have this guitar. It's a Fender Stratocaster Player Series with also the FT36 Tremoline installed. It behaves exactly like this one. You just cannot throw it out of tune. Absolutely amazing. One other amazing fact is that these two guitars were actually exhibits on the Tremoline stand in Mannheim Guitar Show some months ago or something. And, you know, they're still equipped with the same strings from that time, Elixir OptiWeb 9 to 42. And, you know, so many dozen guitar players tested those guitars, tested tremolo, again, with the heavy abuse of tremolo work. And now they are with me for like last 4 days. And I was testing both of them extensively. And still, not only we didn't throw it out of tune, we didn't break a string, which is really superb. And thanks to that ingenious designs of these saddles and the way they hold the string in place. And there you have it, Tremoline FT36T. Now, really, it's just amazing. I mean, I cannot recommend it enough. Now, It's not cheap, but you really get what you pay for. It's priced at 299 euros, which is roughly the price of the original Floyd Rose OFR. Now, original Floyd Rose, don't get me wrong, it's amazing tremolo. It's, it made revolution. It's been, it's been around for a while. Nothing wrong with it. But this one is just another step over the original Floyd Rose. With all these little improvements, makes a lot of difference. And if you really, if you want a tremolo that is completely flat, low profile, this is really tremolo for you. I will leave the links in the description. You can visit their website. You can go to their Reverb shop. And that will be it. Thanks for watching and see ya. Cheers.